Right now, the rising tension between Iran and Israel has spread fear and panic all over the Gulf region. Israel's roaring lion and the U.S. military's Operation Epic Theory have jointly launched an attack against Iran, during which Iran's supreme leader has been killed. Khamenei's death isn't just the end of one man, it marks the end of a powerful era since Iran's Islamic Revolution. So now the big question is, will Khamenei's death bring peace and stability to Iran? Or will it drag the region into an endless war? What's next? Alright folks, come on in. In today's episode, we're diving into the US attack on Iran, Donald Trump's risky game plan, and how the fire of war spreading across the Middle East could shake up the global economy after waiting a long time for the right moment. The US finally struck Iran using a high-tech, precise military tactic called time on target, causing serious damage. Usually military attacks involve weapons fired one after another. But this time, the US and Israel took a different approach. They used multiple geographic. They coordinated weapons with different technologies and speeds in such a way that they all exploded simultaneously on Iran's sensitive targets, leaving Iran no chance to defend itself. This caused Iran to suffer massive damage. Right after this multi-front attack, Iran responded with Operation Truthful Promise, launching a widespread missile and drone strike targeting Israel and US military bases in the Middle East. Iran's strike was so precise and extensive that it hit the Gulf region hard. They were targeting the main bases considered the backbone of American military power. Iranian missiles successfully struck the extremely sensitive 5-foot headquarters of the US Navy in Bahrain, the strategically crucial Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, Al Salem in Kuwait, and the Al Dhafra base in the United Arab Emirates. Because of the security risks caused by these attacks, Qatar, Kuwait, the UAE, and Iraq immediately closed their airspace completely, bringing all air traffic in the Middle East to a halt. It's happened. These airports, known as some of the busiest in the world, shutting down doesn't just mean flights are stopping. It signals a massive earthquake hitting the global economy and supply chains. Iran's military spokesperson has made it clear that from now on, all US land, sea, and air bases in the region are illegal targets for them. This means the war won't just be confined to the border between the two countries. It looks like it could spread further through Lebanon's Hezbollah, Yemen's Houthis, and Syrian rebels. The worldwide impact of this war, Iran, and the intense military conflict between the US and Israel is currently throwing the entire global supply system into chaos. This war's impact is sure to affect not just the Middle East, but the world markets as well. Right now, the most immediate and alarming effect is being seen in the oil market. The price of crude oil on the international market has suddenly jumped by 20%, with Brent crude hitting $80 per barrel, and this could just be the beginning, especially since the world's most crucial oil supply route, the Strait of Hormuz, is now controlled by the Iranian military. The situation has become extremely risky due to ongoing activities and the possibility of an underwater tunnel. Nearly 20% of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas is transported through this narrow waterway. If Iran completely shuts down this route, oil prices could soar to around $120 a barrel, triggering a global energy crisis for sure. This rise in energy costs would eventually push up prices of consumer goods worldwide and increase the risk of uncontrolled inflation. In the aviation sector, this conflict has created a huge black hole worldwide. One of the busiest airports, the International Airport, is now closed indefinitely. This has led to thousands of flights being canceled and millions of travelers stuck in limbo. The skies over countries like Iran, Israel, Iraq, Jordan, Qatar, and the UAE are now completely empty for security reasons. Planes have stopped using these countries' airspace, almost cutting off the air routes connecting Asia and Europe. The situation with maritime trade is just as worrying. The Red Sea and Persian Gulf. Major shipping companies are stopping shipments left and right now, because of the active resistance from local rebels and potential interference from the Iranian Navy. Ships are avoiding these routes and instead taking the much longer journey around South Africa's Cape of Good Hope. This is causing huge increases in both shipping time and costs. On top of that, attacks on US military bases in Gulf countries like Bahrain, Qatar, and the UAE are raising the risk of these countries getting directly pulled into the conflict if these countries also side with Iran. If a military front opens against them, this Middle Eastern trade hub will turn completely into a battlefield. The second phase of the attack, Israel's possible follow-up strike and Iran's response, will decide which way the war heads next. According to military analysts, if Israel thinks Iran's morale and military strength have been weakened after the first phase and launches a second attack, it could be far more devastating and decisive than before. In the second phase, Israel aims at Iran's remaining nuclear capabilities. The centers could launch a strategy to completely destroy the underground missile launch command centers of the Revolutionary Guards. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu seems determined to finish the job, aiming to shake Iran's entire ruling structure to its core. At this stage, Israel might use advanced cyber attacks and espionage tools to shut down Iran's communication and power systems, disrupting coordination within the Iranian military and spreading fear among the people. But if Israel goes ahead with this potential second phase, it would be a do-or-die situation for Iran. Iran has made it clear that its response won't just be defensive. It will be the kind that threatens Israel's very existence. Iran still has a large stockpile of hypersonic and long-range missiles, which it can strike at densely populated major Israeli cities like Tel Aviv and Haifa. It's highly likely that Iran will coordinate its so-called Axis of Resistance regional allies, Lebanon's Hezbollah, Yemen's Houthi rebels, and its proxy militias in Iraq and Syria, to act together. If all the forces launch rockets and drones at Israel from different directions, even Israel's supposedly impenetrable defense systems like Iron Dome and David's Sling will find it tough to handle. Not only that, Iran could respond in a second phase by completely blocking the Strait of Hormuz, using it as a global economic weapon. Since this strait handles about 20% of the world's oil supply, such a move would cause fuel chaos in the US and Europe. Iran believes this will increase internal pressure on Israel's supporting countries to push for stopping the war, Iran's supreme. If the leadership sees this fight as their last battle, they might risk using their chemical or other strategic weapons. Surely the US has had a lot of success in the first phase. Now, whether the next phase of attacks will force Iran to back down, or make them even more aggressive and desperate, depends not on Iran but on the decisions of Russia and China. But the question is, why are Russia and China, who have signed so many defense agreements with Iran and are considered strategic partners, silent? Where have Russia and China gone? While the world is stunned by the intense attacks from the US and Israel on Iran, and rumors about the possible end of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Russia and China's mysterious silence has created serious strategic suspense in international politics. Diplomatic analysts worldwide are interpreting this as the calm before the storm. Historically, the relationship between Russia and Iran has been very close militarily and strategically, from the Syrian civil war to the recent conflict in Ukraine, up until now. Iran has been providing Russia with significant support in drones and military technology. In this situation, Russian President Vladimir Putin's silence is seen not as a weakness, but as a meaningful strategic move. Experts say that even though Russia hasn't openly admitted it, behind the scenes, it's supplying Iran with its most advanced S-300 air defense systems, intelligence, and electronic warfare tech. Russia's strategy is to distract the US from Ukraine and fully entangle it in this costly and devastating Middle Eastern conflict so that he wants to strengthen his grip in Europe even more. Now, when it comes to China and Iran, there's no way China will just stay quiet during the war. China isn't just the biggest buyer of Iranian oil. It's also invested billions of dollars in Iran under a 25-year strategic deal, so any regime change in Iran would be a huge blow to China's diplomatic and economic interests. But behind China's silence, there's a deep economic and military strategy at play. What China really wants is to completely wear down the US in this Middle East conflict and secure its position in the South China Sea. The plan is to clear the field. When the US gets tied up in the Middle East, it could be a golden opportunity for China to establish its dominance over Taiwan or the South China Sea. China might now adopt a long-term strategy to weaken the US economically from within by challenging the dominance of the American dollar and shifting the global supply chain in favor of Iran. Both China and Russia understand that the US will only deliver a deadly final blow after exhausting all its military and economic power. If these two superpowers officially side with Iran, if a front is opened, this conflict is bound to escalate from a regional level straight into a full-blown Third World War. That's why Russia and China are keeping quiet. They're waiting for the right moment. A moment that could change the global balance of power forever. Donald Trump's intense desire to regain power and Iran's fight for survival have pushed the Middle East to a dangerous tipping point where almost all diplomatic channels are shut. From here on, the path won't be decided at the negotiation table, but by missiles on the battlefield and the ashes they leave behind. It's certain this will happen. Even though the US and Israel see Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's end as a strategic win, it's sparked such a fierce fire of revenge inside Iran. that no international mediation will be enough to put it out now, this conflict will push the world into a dangerous and uncertain new Cold War, with the US, America, and Israel on one side, and Iran fighting the US with strong silent backing from Russia and China on the other. This war could end up being even deadlier for America than Vietnam. Iran War Watchers. What do you think about this series today? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed today's series, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.